Hello, everybody. This is Rose Andrews from Andrews Family Farm, and I'm George Ellie from Wines by Nature, and we're bringing you our new summer edition of What Grows Together Goes Together. And we rescued Rose from the heat wave, so we're here at Wines by Nature
and the air
conditioning because we're in a heat wave.
Yeah,
what does a heat wave do for a family farm like yours?
It's definitely a lot more work. I mean, thankfully, not so much for me, more so for my brother and my dad. The irrigation, it's going, and there's no rain, so we got to move those irrigation pipes around and make sure everything gets watered. They're doing a great job because, they're still bringing everything in from the fields. But it's a lot of work. It'd be a lot easier if we had some rain.
Yes, every once in a while we'll get something. There is a little threat. Today, something came south, but didn't hit us.
Yeah, I heard that we might get a little something later, but fingers crossed. You never know.
Good. So what we say, what goes together, what grows together goes together. It's a concept that we borrowed from chefs and from food and wine writers from around the world that explain that your family meal during the summertime when you're having clams and oysters and some wines, it kind of has like a memory effect that you always look back on because of how seasonally how things come to market and how over the course of time the food and wine goes together. And here we're bringing you a little slice of Long Island, the North Fork, local wines. We're featuring Macari this week, local wines going with local foods and produce. So that's what goes together, what grows together goes together means to us, which we're bringing to you every few weeks. So what is growing?
There is a lot growing on the North Fork right now. It's definitely a great time to be in a farm stand. Right now in our farm stand, what we're growing, we have red and golden beets, rainbow Swiss chard. Our corn just started, which I'm really excited about because we have great corn. We have all of our greens going. Tomatoes are just starting up. August is really tomato season, but our small heirlooms are starting to come in, and then our beefsteaks can be ready in the next couple days. Really, pretty much everything is coming in right now. We also source our fruit from other local farms like peaches and blueberries, blackberries, nectarines, plums started today. So really everything's getting going, which is exciting.
Yes, we were at the farm last week, but we had a little technical difficulty with the camera, so we're re-recording.
Yep.
So I got to see firsthand all of what's going on, and that corn was delicious.
Yes, it's so good. We eat it every night.
The yellow beets were nice and sweet, and the Swiss chard that I made went great. It's a bitter green with the Swiss chard. They told me to take the stems off and cut them, and I paired it with this, and the sweetness and the acidity of Macari's early wine really just completely took care of that bitterness of the greens.
It's definitely a little bit bitter. I usually saute it with a sweet onion or something like that, but definitely that kind of wine with it helps.
Yeah, it was a little olive oil, salt and pepper, a little garlic, and it was really good. But it was amazing how they went together.
That sounds really good.
Yeah, it is. It's interesting how some of the most difficult things to pair for wines are the bitter greens, asparagus. A lot of times you'll see on wine tasting menus and a lot of fancy restaurants, a lot of times they're going to eliminate some of those greens because they're hard to pair. But I tell you, Macari's early wine really showed itself to be an excellent complement to any of those bitter greens. And also had the beet salad.
Oh, right, the beets. Okay, so the red and golden beets we have right now. The golden, if you've never had them, they're a little bit sweeter than the red, I think. Both are equally delicious, but I love like a cold beet salad in the summer. That's like one of my favorite things.
Yes, I had that with some shaved red onion, the goat cheese from Capana Farms.
Which we sell the Catapano goat cheese in our farm stand, if you don't want to drive all the way out there.
And then like a reduced balsamic. First I got balsamic vinaigrette. I dressed the greens that way, and then reduced balsamic on that. Throw a good amount of salt on the beets, kind of elevate the flavor, and that was really good, refreshing for a starter.
Yeah, and that was with which wine?
We did it originally with the rosé, but we can also do it well with the barrel fermented Chardonnay. It has a little more of that richness more, not earthiness, but it's a bigger, richer style. It's kind of going to go with the beets, and of course, rosé just goes with everything.
Everything. Rosé all the time.
So, in the marketplace, we also you have sunflowers.
Yes,
for sale?
sunflowers fresh cut in bunches, and then also sunflower plants if you want to just keep growing them all summer long. It's definitely sunflower season in the North Fork. You see them everywhere. We grow a lot of them, so we think it's great for people to come in and get their fresh vegetables for the day or for the week, and then grab some sunflowers for the table.
And you have, I should go there tomorrow and take some pictures and put them at the end of this video so you can kind of see what's going on here. But they also have a table of herbs.
Yes, we grow a lot of herbs. Right now we have basil, rosemary, mint, lemon balm, thyme, oregano, pretty much all your basics.
And they're still potted, so you can really get your herb garden established or reestablished or started.
Yeah, so if you haven't started yet, we have them in smaller pots you can put on the windowsill or right outside. Then you just, as you're cooking, just keep picking from it, and it just keeps growing.
Yes, and there is also a trick using fresh basil in a compound butter
That sounds good.
for the corn.
That sounds amazing. Yeah, basil and corn with butter sounds ideal for me, to be honest.
So that's our kind of our short little version of what grows together goes together this week. What I'll do is I'll take some pictures to kind of put more of the farm together. That will be at the end of this video. If I can get, well, now I have to get to it, I guess.
Yes, exactly.
I said it.
In the first try, we had like vegetables that everywhere, but today I just closed the farm stand and I don't have anything with me. So you'll have to see the pictures or just come to the farm stand see.
Yes,
in person.
it's an exhausting week of weather like this.
It's been a rough week, but you know it's been a good week.
So our next edition, we should be able to do something when those tomatoes come in.
Yes. So next time in August, it'll be full-blown tomato season. We're kind of just getting into it now, but we'll have the heirlooms, the sun golds, 4th of Julys, everything, beefsteaks. So.
And you said your brother plants the corn, so you have consistent continuity with corn till the end of August, September?
Yep, we'll have corn through the fall now, right until up until we close in October. So he does a great job at planting it so that as soon as one field's done, the next one's ready to go, so that we don't have to suffer without it.
Awesome. Well, thanks again, Rose.
Yeah, thanks.
Hope this is a nice little
I love being in the air conditioning. This is great. It's a nice break at the end of the day.
So, folks, thanks again. We'll be visiting this video on Facebook, so if you have any comments or questions, we'll be looking it through for the next few weeks until we do another one. So type in any questions, any thoughts and comments, and do your best to share it because we're 2 local businesses here in Wading River. We're here for you all.
Yep.
So thank you,
Thanks,
Rose.
George.
Best to the family.